All right, ladies and gentlemen, it appears that MrPokke has done it again. He's managed to exasperate Tectone to the point of, I'm just going to be honest here, giving up. And if you have no context about what's going on in this situation, let me just play this clip.
Yeah, let's just, fuck no. Where is it?
Fob called out MrPokke hard. This is a video that essentially got brigaded by certain members of MrPokke and the HSR community as a whole, and this is what ended up happening.
Fuck no. Hell fuck no. Absolutely not.
Minus 33K. So yeah, you might be wondering what led to this situation. Let's hear a little bit more.
The literal most harmless video of all time. Jesus. All right.
Let's talk a little bit about it. So, what ended up occurring over the course of this situation was that Tectone and MrPokke had a call. It was a pretty long call, and the end result of it was, of course, the video deletion, but everything leading up to it was a little bit more spicy than that. Let's go ahead. Let's talk a little bit about what led to this call actually happening. So, MrPokke essentially uploaded a video talking about how he got called out and basically bullied for enjoying the HSR 3.3 story too much. This is a picture of the tweet that he made about the update. He called it a 9.79 out of 10, the best story in HSR to date. And, well, a lot of creators actually reacted to this tweet. A lot of them, let's be honest here, discrediting him as a whole because he's on the record basically calling every single patch in HSR's 3.0 update from 3.0 to 3.3. He called all of them like above an 8 or above a 9. When, in all honesty, let's be real here, HSR 3.0 was one of the updates that led to, like, probably half the population quitting the fucking game because of how dog shit the story was. And so, some of the creators that he calls out over here are, of course, Tectone, and not necessarily Fob. You can see his reaction over here. He's got Tectone pulled up. And one look at this comment section, let me just move my camera a little bit, should paint a pretty clear picture of what the overall vibe is from the Pokke community as a result of this vid. Let's take a look at it. Pokke should do an experiment where by the time the next story comes out, when he posts his rating on Twitter, he should just post a random frame of the story, type an empty message, essentially say nothing, just to see how many people he can offend by not even saying anything at all. Stupid drama ever. Sorry, I just got stun locked by the structure of that sentence. The dude didn't even played the quest. That's ironic. Absolute stupidity. Tectone really said, most upvoted post, by the way. Tectone really said, you can't bring emotions into a logical discussion about a story opinion on a game he didn't even play. Like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with you? This got downvoted a lot and also upvoted a lot. That's why it's not one of the first comments up here. That's what downvotes on YouTube actually do. And so you can imagine, right, there's been a bit of a mini war going on in this comments section, basically with, you know, people that are a part of Tectone's community downvoting all these super negative posts, but clearly ones like this still staying up because, of course, I think you can all kind of see where this situation is going and everything that's sort of boiled down to it. And what's ended up resulting from all of the conversations and all of the discussions that's been going on is at the end of this stream that we just saw over here where both the call and the video deletion occurred, this is what Tectone had to say about it.
So I checked my YouTube video for my stream that was just posted, and it already got brigaded by MrPokke viewers saying that I didn't allow him to enjoy the story and that I was hating on the story even though I never played it. The Honkai Star Rail community has officially become the old Genshin Impact community. We are at that point.
I personally feel like we've been at that point, but that is a pretty declarative statement to make. And so after viewing all of this, after seeing all of the fallout, and specifically a post by Tectone earlier yesterday, stepping outside the gacha space dealing with real issues really changes my perspective. There are so many motherfuckers crashing out over legit baby level 3rd grade insults on the daily. Creators and community alike, get a fucking grip, lock in. After seeing all this fallout, I feel like we need to figure out what the fuck actually happened. Because a lot of people were telling me yesterday, it's not that deep, bro. It's not that crazy. This isn't really that big of a deal. But after showing all of that stuff, I'm not sure I can say the same. And so I'm just going to go ahead. I want to just actually investigate. Think of this as just like some journalism to find out what the fuck has actually occurred across all of these different conversations. So, first and foremost, let's read the follow-up here to the Tectone tweet. This is about Pokke tweaking over being called a hoyoshill, which he definitely does. This is about Saint being called a Kurobot. And so, let me just pull up this chatter specifically over here.
Tectone also means you with that tweet. I hope you know that.
Yeah, that's why he explicitly uses the word tweaking for two of the creators, but then not for me. I guess it makes a ton of sense that we see the word Pokke tweaking and Captain Cabinet's tweaking, but then not me tweaking. Oh, so this is one thing I know for certain. Yatogarasu430 is a Pokke viewer, right? He is a Pokke viewer. Definitely, most definitely 100% confirmed. And we just talked about, or Tectone just talked about, how other CCs like him are getting brigaded by Pokke viewers. And I guess we have one right here, who saw his Oshi on the screen and then just decided, damn, I gotta hop on this one too and start doing some defense. Let's go for it, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, like we said before, it's something that the HSR community has a lot of time to do because let's be honest here, there's nothing to do in that fucking game. Except play an 8-hour story that you don't want to play. Bro probably doesn't have time for that, doesn't have time for Euphoria, so he spends it all on Twitch instead. Anyways, let's keep going down. Yeah, crazy what a bad story does to this community. This is about any CC crashing out over any small insult and letting it consume them. This is about any member of the community who tweaks out over a Genshin bad or Wuwa bad comment. This is about people who can't grasp someone disagreeing with you does not mean it's rage bait. This is about so many different people. Yeah, so I could see how part of it might be me included, but I'm gonna be real here. I'm just glad he didn't say I was tweaking out because honestly, I do respond to the one guys, right? I do respond to the mean YouTube comments, but mainly it's just to laugh at them and then make content on it too. I personally believe that I take the tic-tac-tone point of view on like insulting comments or negative comments towards me. I turn it into entertainment and then proceed to farm it. Personally, I'm gonna be real here. That's not what this video by Pokke seems to be like. I might be entirely wrong. Maybe this is super entertaining. Maybe this is like, you know, him turning it around and completely dunking on everybody and making it like a crazy, you know, like a crazy comeback moment. But from the vibes, the comment section, everyone, you know, saying that he's getting babied, I don't really think it's like that. That's a joke from The Office. It's still a good one. So yeah, let's go ahead now. After we've gotten all that intro, after we've gotten all of that context, why don't we go ahead and listen to this conversation? This is going to be a super special, ladies and gentlemen. Let's listen to this call and see if we can determine who's right and who's wrong. Because Pokke has been slinging around a couple of accusations. His chat is clearly going aggro on Tectone's community and brigading his channel. And he even deleted a video. I guess this means Tech is a bad guy. But of course, we have to do our due diligence to determine who's actually at fault here. So with that, let's start playing.
Anyways. Check the VOD chat, Phil. It was legit to summon godly. All right, cool. Let's go with it. Hold up. Here we go. Disable emote. The emote's fine, guys. The emote's fine. The emote's fine. What the fuck does KMS mean? It means that you. That's what it means. Yeah.
Oh, that took a dark turn.
It's not a big deal. Yeah. Now his chat will say that you forced it. Okay, I don't care. I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about that at all. It doesn't matter, right? It really doesn't matter. Entire chat.
He knew it too. He just said at the end of his stream that Pokke's chat was brigading his YouTube with those same exact comments. And we called it about 3 hours in advance.
Chat legit typing the moment. The entire chat was typing KMS the moment you were watching the gameplay. Yeah, maybe. So the KMS spam was from Simon.
Oh, the editor guy?
Yeah, the editor. The editor was spamming wet dog 8 KMS. Like 18 fucking times. So yeah. And
oh yeah, this is the editor that Pokke fired from his team because he made B-rolls for me for my guide videos. Yeah, Pokke was so mad that one of his editors was doing work for me on the side that he just fired him. He worked on one video for me. Don't worry, he's working on more videos for me now. But that's how deep the butt hurt runs. It's literally dripping down his cheeks, the butt hurt. That's how deep it runs when it comes to Mr. Singapore.
Then the other KMS wasn't to you. It's because they saw, I think it's because, oh yeah, because so what happened is that I went up to get to go to the bathroom while I was waiting for you. And my headset cord was wrapped around the bottom of my chair. And then I pulled.
I guess this is the thing. And I don't want to like judge or like say anything bad about like about the decisions that like Techie makes. But like, I'm just frankly being honest, man. It's like, who didn't see this coming? Who didn't see that there was going to be like another situation coming out from him like reestablishing a connection to MrPokke or like reestablishing interaction with him? Why is it that it happens so frequently and then they're always saying that they're like good? They're always saying that they like moved past it, that they're talking again, that they said their sorries, but then it just happens like over and over and over and over and over again. And this is the thing, right? It's Pokke making inflammatory takes, sowing gotcha tribalism, and then getting upset when people call him out for it. This is the difference between me and Pokke. We'll both sow gotcha tribalism. I'll admit to that. I have no problem admitting to that. I don't complain when other people get upset with me, but he really does. He'll do things that are shill-like and then complain when he gets called a shill. I'll just take those comments and then monetize them for fun. He kind of just plays the victim and wants to make people sorry for him for getting called those mean things.
My chair out and it pulled my headset, and my headset was around my gamer subs cup.
I thought their beef was fabricated. Maybe there's like a 1 month cooldown on the beef and it is fabricated. Who knows, man?
And my gamer subs cup fell on the ground, and then it poured all over my headset, and then it poured all over my chair.
Oh, so Tech has a wet ass right now. Okay, that might provide a lot of context for the conversation moving forward.
Yeah.
But yeah, or maybe it was because they saw Honkai Star Rail. Anyways, I don't know if you think there's an issue. I'm under the impression that there's no issue.
Maybe that's why he's pissed.
But yeah, I did want to say, I'm not going to post any of this to YouTube nor any of my editors. You're more than welcome to post anything on YouTube. I would love to see.
No, I think it's pointless, but like
Depending on how this goes, once again, this is just investigative journalism over here. If Tech requests that I don't post this, I won't. But yeah, we can get his opinion. We can get his take on it.
yeah, we're just gonna talk, right?
Is Pokke gonna go after you after this video? Well, he's tried multiple times and it really hasn't worked out very well. Yeah, so I don't think he's going to do it again. He's welcome to do it. He's welcome to try, though. I'll ask Tech if I can post this.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying that, like, because I think that something happened that you're not aware of that I'm going to tell you about, but I don't want to say it yet, just in case you do know about it. Because I found out something like 3 minutes ago that I didn't notice. Yeah, so there was the whole, and correct me if you think I'm wrong about any of this, because I think it's a non.
Let's make sure that we play this at least 1.25x. I know they both talk pretty... Actually, we'll test it on 1.25x, but Pokke naturally talks in 1.5, so he might not actually be understandable. We'll do a test run, though.
Issue. This is the every 2 month pattern of you give your story review, and then the chat says that you're a shill, and then you get upset, and then here we are right now.
He already knows. He already knows the rundown. He's like, ah, shit, here we go again. We already know. It's the same story. It's the same photo.
Pretty much just it.
Okay, but the thing is, I wasn't
Okay, he's too fast. Yep. Okay, we're going back to 1x, ladies and gentlemen.
upset though. Do you think I was like crashing out because I was like screenshotting those
I feel like I gotta play it in 0.75.
viewers? Because I don't think I've ever like called out people like for typing their comments on my Twitter, or like
I've never called out people for typing comments on my Twitter. So, the very first thing he says... We heard that, right? Did we hear that properly? I've never called out people for posting comments on my Twitter. Let's play that back. Maybe he meant like before. Yeah, maybe he meant before and this is like a new thing. Let's play it back real fast.
crashing out because I was like screenshotting those viewers. Because I don't think I've ever like called out people like for typing their comments on my Twitter.
Okay, he's saying he's never... Prior to this, he's never called out people for posting comments on his Twitter. All right, Jamie, pull it up. Jamie, pull it up and search up gotcha tribalism. Well, I think this applies. Yeah, I I feel like this applies. Let's check out this video. I saved his life.
I got cancelled for the 5th.
That's Twitter. Guys, you might be looking at the edited VOD over here. I found that in about 20 seconds. I found this in about 20 seconds. That's how easy it was. Wasn't this post mocking Rednew? This was defending Rednew. Whatever the end result of that was. Yeah, I don't want to get into it. Let's just say he made a stupid-ass tweet about Zenless Zone Zero's combat being a lot better than Wuthering Waves. Remember he just said he's never called out people on Twitter? He made an entire paragraph talking about the response that he got as a result of copying Rednew's tweet. Didn't he say he was going to make a video? He did make a video about it. It's right here. I mean, I just think it's... I feel like maybe he just has selective memory. Maybe he doesn't consider this Twitter. Yeah, maybe he doesn't consider this Twitter. I don't know. Like, what can I say about this, man? This is just... It's just a little bit goofy, isn't it? This is inherently a bit goofy, isn't it? So, the very first point that Pokke's made over here, he's either wrong or lying. Yes, he has actively called out people on Twitter before. He regularly does it. And I'm going to be real here. I don't even really think it's in like a... Everyone says the videos that he does stuff like that, they're not good. I'm going to take the audience's word for it. Maybe they actually are good, and then everyone here saying that they're bad is wrong. I guess it's not good content.
Or like individual screenshots before. This was probably like my first time.
Sure.
It was not your first time. Yeah, it was definitely not your first time. We found an article from several months ago in about 20 seconds.
You weren't upset. You were merely pointing out an observation.
Right.
Sure. And that observation was that people were stupid and they were dumb.
Right.
Okay. And then what was the point of that?
I mean, I just think that, don't you think this kind of people are like just probably not too good for like larger communities?
Well, I mean, they only got like 2 likes.
Okay, but I feel like at this point it's no longer about like how many likes a individual response has. It's more like there are like a few hundred of these people. Even if one of them or like 2 of them have like this amount of likes, it doesn't change the fact that there are a pretty sizable portion of people that are behaving this way.
So it doesn't matter that they're getting absolutely no support. It matters that there are a lot of them, even though they only get 0 to 2 likes each.
Even though individually they might have like, you know, no likes.
Yeah, that means that nobody agrees with them, and it's not really like a popular opinion. They're just like shit posting, and everyone thinks they're stupid.
So if there were 100 people in your chat all saying that they loved your stream, but there was one guy in your stream saying we hated your stream, would you listen to the one guy or would you listen to the hundreds of people?
I wouldn't listen to the one guy. Definitely not. But I think it's more so like not even people in my stream, but like outside of my streams and like in general space, people that have these opinions. And I just think that it's probably good that, you know, they get caught up for what's going on. Because it's not like calling out individual chatters or like I'm letting this one guy, 2 guys like affecting this. It's just that the mentality that this has been going on for a very long time.
I think the problem is...
So I don't want to call them out, but I do want to call them out.
That you're having is you're enforcing that behavior. You're promoting it.
True.
And you're going to make these people want to do that more because they know, wow, even with 0 likes, MrPokke is going to take my comment and blast it on his Twitter. Look at how much attention I just got.
This is the thing. Pokke's not doing it right. When you want to address like dissenting opinions or like stupid comments or like bad faith people, you can't just like give them attention. You have to ridicule them. You have to make them look stupid. You have to make them look like absolute idiots. You have to make them look like foolish, ridiculous, like unsound of mind individuals. And if you're trying to take regular posts and do that, it's a little bit hard. But when you're taking actual unhinged freaks, it's really easy. For example, let me talk a little bit about a previous video that I did. No real self-advertisement over here, right? You could say that I go for the low-hanging fruit when it comes to addressing freaks in the community. This is an example of a video that I did. Here's one frame from that video. This is the type of stuff that I publicly address. People that have this in their bio. Yeah, who have Twitter handles like this and things like these in their bio. Yeah, this is the type of stuff that I publicly address. I just say the truth about the matter. These guys are fucking freaks. And you just embarrass them. You don't have to worry about them. You just move on. They don't want to interact anymore because they got made a fool of. That's it. That's what you need to do. But I feel like Poke's not doing that. Yeah, and I have the John Seaman tweet. We'll get to that when it's appropriate.
Versus where if you just ignore it, well, nobody even saw him anyways.
Yep.
So don't you think you're reinforcing their behavior rather than punishing it? Because to me, if I were a viewer that didn't like you, I would now do that more because I see, oh my God, he's going to take my comment and he's going to put it on his Twitter.
And this is the thing. Unless you're doing a good job of monetizing it properly, they're going to keep doing it over and over and over again.
Right, you're right. You're right. Yeah, so basically whatever.
Because Tectone does the same thing, right? It's very fair to say that when Tech receives a ton of, like, stupid public backlash, he farms the shit out of it and then moves on. Because the other side, the other party, ends up getting so embarrassed by the overall situation that they stop trying to push it even more.
I screenshot, it will give them the attention that they are probably craving for.
Yeah, because that's what they
which makes
want.
them like do it more. Yeah, exactly. I completely understand where you're coming from. But the thing is, right, I think at some point it also told me that if this is gonna be a recurring thing, does that mean that the fault is on myself for showing my passion or like enjoyment for, in this case, Honkai Star Rail? Because I don't think that's gonna go.
So let's talk a little bit about Poke's passion and enjoyment of Honkai Star Rail. Let me play for you an exhibit of this clip where he's talking about the HSR story, and this is in the context of his review. Let's play this video.
If you don't like this story, you're just wrong. You're literally just wrong. You have not been paying attention. You scroll out in like 2 seconds because there's not enough animation. And all like your towards. I'm not even rage baiting. It's literally just facts.
So that's the context of what went into his 9.79 score. So that is the passion, that is the wave that Poke is trying to fight against. Let's get down to brass tacks for a second over here. Yeah, that's going to... You're basically saying that everyone that didn't enjoy this story is like retarded or has like a learning disability or has like ADHD. I don't think that's personally a wrong thing to do, but you gotta recognize that that is going to lead to people making mean comments towards you. And to complain that people are making mean comments about you afterwards, after you just called them stupid, is like, if you can't handle the heat, don't enter the kitchen. Aren't those your words, Pokey, that you said to Marco de Meatball? Aren't those the exact words that you said to this guy because he made he made a quote unquote inflammatory thumbnail and got hate for it from unhinged Genshin freaks, and then you told him maybe don't enter the kitchen if the fire is too hot to handle? And now you're over here saying that people that don't like the story are like stupid? Yeah, I don't know, man. It's like it just seems to be the same story. Sometimes I feel like whenever I make a video about MrPokke, I'm like, it's not actually original content because I end up saying the same exact shit that I've been saying since 5 months ago. I'm still saying it now, but that's not because I'm like copying myself or I can't think of something new. It's because he just does the same shit over and over and over again and says he's gonna stop, but then never stops.
Go away. And if that's
No,
not
it's
gonna
not.
go away,
I
I am gonna be ending up with
Let's get some additional context right over here.
passion or like enjoyment for, in this case, Honkai Star Rail, because I don't think that's gonna go away. And if that's
No,
not
it's
gonna
not.
go away,
It's
I
not.
am gonna
Yeah, so he's saying this because he has a lot of passion and enjoyment. And so I love the game too much. And so people are hating on me for loving the game too much. That's the argument that I believe he's trying to make over here. I'm under attack. People are trying to cancel me. People are trying to discredit me because I love the game too much. That's my problem. I'm too good of a guy.
If you don't like this story, you're just wrong. You're literally just wrong. You have not been paying attention. You scroll out in like 2 seconds because there's not enough animation.
I love the game too much. Yeah, no, that's you insulting people, so that's why you're under fire. That's you telling people that they have ADHD or that they're stupid, and so they can't fathom how good of a story it is. Well, you can, because you're so much more intelligent.
Gonna be ending up with this kind of like people for like basically the rest of my life, right? They're gonna deem me as like a shill or whatever it's gonna be, and like I really do think I have not caught out like individual screenshots like ever. Even though I've been giving this kind of like ratings, like and you and I both know like the numbers, they literally just don't mean anything, right? But like because I've been doing it for so long, and this is like sort of like the first time I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna call it for what it is. I personally feel that a lot of people in the community, and I feel like we can both sort of agree for the past like 1 year, this has been more apparent, I would say. And they basically feel like they are not really there to enjoy a game. They're just there to hate on it. So if my content that I'm producing as like a streamer and a content creator, it is about me like enjoying the games I play, be it Honkai Star, Epic Sim, or whatever it's gonna be, wouldn't that be unfair to me to be like, okay, I just don't ever go through like my story ratings, for example, I just don't post the numbers on my ratings, or I tone down like how I feel about Honkai Star so that I see.
Maybe just don't, if you don't want people to insult you, maybe don't insult them. Again, I'm not saying this as somebody that's going to get offended when people insult me. But Pokke clearly gets very offended when people insult him. And so if we're going to talk about how we're getting attacked because we love the game too much, let's just make sure that loving the game is all that we're doing first. Let's not conveniently omit that we're throwing the first punch here. Like, he just omitted that completely from this conversation.
Seem like less shill like.
No,
Wouldn't it be more fair to say like these people are like the ones having the issue?
I don't think anybody's. I mean, it's hold up. Maybe some people are saying that. However, I think in this conversation, I'm not saying that. I will say that you and I have both agreed, your own words, that the numbers don't mean anything. So if they don't mean anything, then, I mean, you can put them if you want, but you know it's just going to make people feel a certain type of way.
And this is the thing, guys. Pokke's talking a lot about, and this is to give some credence to what Tectone is saying over here. Pokke's talking a lot about the overall community, right? All of these chatters, all of these community members that are like insulting him, all the 1-2 upvote guys, there's just so many of them. I'm getting attacked because I just love the game too much. I didn't do anything else except just be a good guy. And then the comment section, right? The most upvoted post is just saying, just shit talking Tectone. Yeah, I don't think, like, it's weird that this is the main thing that Pokke begins the discussion with. And then, really, the main focus of it is, Pokke, why is your community shitting on me? I'm being Tectone here, right? Pokke, why is your community shitting on me? You're talking about all this shit about, like, what these 1-2 upvote Andys are doing. Why is your community shitting on me, though? I can see why he was so exhausted after this call. I'm surprised bro did a 2-hour sponsor after this one. And I guess this is the next thing, right? We know that Techie deleted his video. Pokke knows that he's literally just farming hate for Tectone in his comment section. Why is this video still up? Haven't we been here before following the C6 Arlecchino situation? Didn't this just happen like a month ago? And then we're just farming Techie haters again. Why do we do this so much? Especially after the, hey, we're all good now. We played some Among Us, guys. Yeah, we're good. Hey, we played some Variety together. We're in a good spot now, boys.
Right? So, like, this whole thing started because you seemed confused.
Pokke is platforming the hate for Tectone. I guess this is the thing. A lot of CCs actually do platform hate for me, so I can understand it, right? It might actually even be CCs that I might, like, be on good terms with, but they'll just actively platform hate towards me because, clearly, right, that's going to give them a certain amount of views and a certain amount of engagement. Yeah, it's actually a little bit surprising, some of the people that I've seen that are, like, willing to just, like, straight up platform, like, a sizable amount of hate towards me. Yeah, some of it was, like, really shocking, to be honest.
On Twitter. And so you said, why are they forcing so much hate on this? Like, why are they forcing this? And to which I responded, the reason why they're seeming like they're forcing hatred is because they think that you're forcing positivity, right? Very simple, very straightforward. And hold on, I'll read the post, right? Just to make it easier because I don't want to misconstrue anything.
Like, I'm just of the opinion that if your chat is shitting on a person and your comment section is like shitting on a person, if you let that keep going and you either don't take the video down or you don't make a pinned comment or you don't moderate and like delete comments or start like timing out and banning chatters, you're saying, oh, it didn't come out of my mouth. I'm saying it, but it's fine because it didn't come out of my mouth. Yeah, I think that if you're making a safe space for another CC's haters, then that's basically the same thing as hating on the other CC. And I don't think you can really, like, work your way around that. I don't think there's any way to really justify that. If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. But do keep in mind that I don't think that there's anybody in the space that is like, would see that in your chat, see that in your community, and then be like, oh, yeah, I feel great about that one. I'm just being honest. I don't think that there's a single person, right? And I have people that get shit talked in my chat. I have people that get shit talked on my YouTube channel. Yeah, but those are people that I like kind of don't really like. So I don't care.
This is like a very straightforward thing, but I'll be real, I was underneath the presumption that you seemed very angry in your post. If you're not, that's great. I couldn't tell whether you were doing this for
Definitely
content.
not. Yeah.
You seem angry in your post. Okay.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell if
Sorry,
you were doing
I gave
this
off
for
that
content or
impression.
not.
Yeah. I'm sorry about that.
No, it's not
No,
your
I wasn't
fault.
even gonna.
Yeah.
I wasn't even gonna make it into like content, whatever. But since you made that video, then I kind of have to talk about it because like it was never meant to be a video, anyways. But yeah.
Sure, yeah, I mean...
It was never meant to be a video. Why even say that? Why even say that, bro? Like, you already posted it. Why would you even say that? Like, like, everyone just thinks you're lying.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, bro. I know this video makes you look like a piece of shit. Yeah, bro. I know this comment section's just shitting on you. Hey, I never meant to post it though.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm surprised Tech didn't fucking crash out, bro. I'm surprised he didn't crash out. Like, bro has a literal brigade that is forming against him. He's getting absolutely shit on in Poke's comment section. And then Poke just sits there, fucking thumb in his mouth, and is just like, yeah, I never meant that for, I never meant for that to be a video. What the fuck, bro? What do you even mean?
Yeah, Fob's whole take on why this was happening.
Did you
it seemed
hear
like you were in
that?
the cycle again, which was
That was Techie's response. He was just like, Listen to Techie's response to Pokey saying, I never meant for that to be a video.
But yeah.
Sure, yeah, I mean, yeah, Fob.
He got stun locked. He literally rebooted because of how stupid that statement was, and then just immediately pivoted to a new subject to keep the conversation going. That's crazy. I've never seen Tectone reboot like that before.
Fob's whole take on why this was happening. It just seemed like you were in the cycle again, which was you make a take.
He had to defragment his disk drive.
A couple people be fucking retarded about it. I thought you got upset at these people because you were like screenshotting them and saying these people are fucking pieces of shit, but I guess that wasn't. I'm trying to find the whole.
Yeah, let's just find it. Let's get some context here. Be for real, some of y'all behave like you're forced to hate games instead of playing them. It's embarrassing. Yeah, he's totally not mad here. Yeah, when we have a track record of making posts like this, yeah, nobody's gonna think we're mad. Yeah, when we have a track record of literally writing essays that even ChatGPT would be proud of, it's totally out of the ordinary for people to assume that we're getting angry. Okay.
Okay, so here we go. Yeah, so you put, be for real, some of y'all behave like you're forced to hate games and playing them. It's embarrassing. You click it. I'll throw some examples.
Good glue.
You post a bunch of people who got like 2-3 likes, you know. And then last one, y'all get my point of you eating shit.
Not even 2 to 3 likes, bro. It's like 0 and 3.
That's because in the same vein that they think that you're forced, or in the same vein that you think they're forced to hate games, they think that you're forced to pretend to enjoy them. Which I'll be real, I think it's hilarious. Right. it is hilarious how upset everybody gets over this shit. And then Fob obviously makes a 4-minute video. He talks about it on stream as well, where he says that when you make your story ratings, he instantly devalues your opinion and minuses it by 2 because you're known for overhyping things.
Let's look up MrPokke's HSR 3.0. I want to see what his HSR 3.0 story rating was. HSR 3.1, 9.37. Best HSR story since 1.0. HSR 3.0, 11 out of 10. Best story I've ever played. Real HSR 3.0, 8.4 out of 10.
Right. Which obviously
By the way, guys, most people would comfortably rate HSR 3.0 at like a 2 to 5 rating. 5 if you're like one of the biggest fans of the game ever. 2 if you're like a normal person. Yeah, 3 if you're like a normal person. 2 if you're a hater.
I felt like that was going to make you feel some type of way. And you know, this is now, and I'm sure everybody in chat who's been to this is like every 2 months.
Why do you think?
Like every 2 months.
Why do you think so many people are quit HSR, and when you log back into their account, they're in the middle of the 3.0 story quest? I guarantee you, if you take a look at all HSR accounts that have like not had activity in the past 6 months or in the past like 4 months, they are all in the middle of the 3.0 quest.
Like, you give your story review, people think it's way too.
Nobody quit on version 3.1, 3.2, or 3.3 because 3.0 filtered the player base so hard for dog shit story that the only people that still remained after 3.0 are they're fine with playing 3.1, 2, and 3.
Too high, you get upset, or sorry, you don't get upset. You feel some type of way. These people get angry at you, and then there's like a crash out, and then other people get brought into it. Yeah. Do you think, and I'm just curious here, do you think anything that I did was wrong? Is there anything that you think that I did was wrong?
I think from my perspective, the only thing that I feel that you could have probably done better was to like talk to me about it offline first before.
The only thing you could have done about it better was to talk to me offline first.
Or like basically making that video.
Before making a video. I hope MrPokke understands why so many people call him a hypocrite. I hope he understands why when you type hypocrite into most chats, the 7TV icon for hypocrite is a picture of him. I hope he can understand why that's the case. I don't even know what to say about this one, man.
And I felt that the whole FOB thing, right? I feel like the way you presented it.
Wouldn't this mean so much more for Tectone to hear, you should have reached out to me first instead of making a video? If Pokke didn't do the exact same fucking thing, you want to know what would have happened if Pokke just didn't upload or make that a video, and then he said that to Tectone? Tectone would have immediately apologized. Obviously, I don't know what happened or what could have happened. If Pokke never uploaded this, and then he said what he just said to Tectone, you should have reached out to me first before making a vid, I think Techie would have just been like, you're right, dude. My bad. I'm gonna delete the vid right now. Hey, sorry for fucking with you, bro. That's what I think would have happened. Obviously, we'll never know because Pokke made a fucking video. But given Techie's track record, I think that he would apologize immediately and then delete the vid. But the reason why Techie literally looks like he's biting his own tongue off is because Pokke just pulled one of the most hypocritical fucking moves. I mean, I would say one of the most, but it's a daily thing. It's a monthly thing at this point. I can see why he's pissed. I can see why he was not in a good. I'm surprised he did a 2-hour sponsor after this one.
It was trying to insinuate that FOB.
Yeah. Yeah, no. This is like the lips curled over your teeth bite down because you don't want to grate your enamel. Yeah, you're using your teeth, you're using your front lips as a mouth guard while you're grating your teeth. Yeah, that's what's going on right now. And ladies and gentlemen, I think it's pretty safe to say you kind of only do that if you're kind of pissed. That's my take on it.
Suggests that my values for Honkai Star Rail, they are not as important, and like, you know, because I'm shilling, because I'm overhyping them, everything. But I actually think
Wait,
it as
that
like
is-
a
that
very,
is-
very...
That is what Mr.
Right, okay.
That is what FOB was doing.
Okay, yeah, but I actually took it like a very different way, because I actually felt that if FOB said this kind of things for me, it might not have been from a point where he's devaluing me because like he thinks I'm a shill, but it's more so because I am just biased, right? Because I enjoy HSR a lot more than the average people, and therefore my rating for HSR, it will always be higher than people that didn't play. Is that, for example, I wouldn't just say that somebody playing Wuthering Waves or Genshin Impact, their rating for a story makes them a shill, or that I would devalue them based on their entire like content. I might still minus points from them, but it's not because from a shill perspective. It's just so that I think it's more fair because I would never have that same level of enjoyment or passion for these kind of content creators. And I think that's completely fine, right? If FOB wants a minus 2 points, I think it's okay because, you know, FOB probably doesn't enjoy HSR as much as me. So that's why I didn't really see why that was even like a big deal. And I think me and FOB also talked about it offline, and we were like, you know, we're super chill as well. So yeah.
So he had no problem with FOB basically discrediting his score and subtracting additional points. And I guess the reasoning is I play and I just really love HSR that much. And so I'm going to overrate it. That's kind of just what he's saying, right? I love HSR a lot. And so I'm going to overrate my score. And so it's fine if people say that my score is 2 points less.
So, if someone says that your opinion isn't, like, I'm trying to make sure that like this is just very straightforward,
Right.
Because I know you've had an issue with why people don't take your opinion seriously, and so you think that if someone says that whenever Pokey rates anything, I'm immediately going to -2 off of it, right? You don't think that's him devaluing your opinion?
I
Once
think
it-
it's
once it-
less
it's,
so
once
that
again, it's not a huge ordeal at all, but
right.
I'm just thinking, you don't think that's him saying that your opinion shouldn't be taken seriously or as seriously as someone else's?
I think first of all, I think me and Fob are at least we know each other like a little bit more, and I know he's probably didn't say it with like ill intentions and to like basically like cancel me or just say don't listen to this guy.
I mean, what he said was, yeah, Pokey's a bit of an HSR shill, so I'm not going to take his rating very seriously. I mean, it's funny. It's a joke for sure.
And he also say off like brush off, and I think you have seen like some of Fob's like clips as well, where he talks about like other content creators. I know that's how it is, so I think for Fob specifically, it's okay. And yeah, to the main point of like he basically instantly -2 for my rating of HSR. I don't see how that makes Fob's perception of me as being a shill, because like I mentioned,
Bob's going to immediately -2 for my rating of HSR, but that doesn't make me a shill.
I am more passionate and like more interested in HSR, which is why I would definitely rate HSR more than what the average player would rate, especially if they don't enjoy HSR story or like the presentation or like the EFS and everything. But
So he's saying that he's going to overrate the game compared to the average person based on its characteristics.
I liked it. Which is why if someone wants to like minus points from my rating, I think they are well within their right to do so. But the issue becomes when there is this narrative being spun that, I'm only feeling this way for 3.3 because I'm a shill for Honkai Star Rail.
I feel like I just got a disease. That's crazy. So we just said it's okay for people to mark down our scores multiple points because we love the game so much, we're going to rate it higher than what most people would rate it. But I have a problem with people saying that I'm shilling the game. I will overrate it compared to the average person, but I have a problem with people saying that I'm shilling the game. So this is like a semantics argument where a lot of people would say what the first definition that Pokey said is considered shilling. This is all a semantics argument. Okay.
Like, I'm doing this to misrepresent my true feelings about HSR, and I'm basically lying to my audience, which is what a shill does, right? They lie to their audience to stand up for something that...
So who called
Right.
you that? So who called
I feel
you,
like...
who called you a shill?
Okay, aside from like the random one guys, which I never really...
So a lot of people could view shilling as what Pokey just said, and Pokey exclusively views shilling as him lying to his audience. When people can easily view him overrating the story compared to the average person as lying to his audience and saying it's better than it is.
think their opinions would affect my channel. But
And he's saying, I'm not really lying, I just love the game that much.
it's more so like, I think from your specific video, you have mentioned a couple of times like, I have like shill-like behaviors. And that I'm pandering to people in HSR, which I always have been pandering to HSR.
And I said this in my video?
I believe you did, yeah.
Okay, so in my video, I called you a shill.
You said shill-like behaviors, but you...
In my video, I'm just going to call MrPokke a shill. Yeah, anyone that has to do like this much like fucking clever wordplay to like talk about why they're not a shill is like 1,000,000% a fucking shill.
didn't directly call me a shill.
Do you hold up? Sorry, can I find the context of that? Let me pull my video real quick.
Like if you have to talk this much to explain why you're not a shill, you're 1,000% a shill.
Maybe that did happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I can quote this. I should put this... Okay, MrPokke should put this on a scale because it feels crafting, and I'm bringing feelings to a logic argument, pandering to Honkai Star Rail because we all know he panders to Honkai Star Rail. So I feel like statements like this, it does come off as like...
So what about that statement isn't true? Because like, I mean, you just said that you love Honkai Star Rail. You're overly biased towards Honkai Star Rail. Is that not just pandering to Honkai Star Rail?
Yeah?
Right, but I feel like it's not so much that I'm doing this out of like trying to lie to my audience or like presenting it as a shill-like behavior. Even if I do enjoy HSR a lot, it shouldn't really change how my own enjoyment for the game undermines my credibility for my takes.
It does. it does. You just said you were okay with your credibility being undermined. You were like, hey, Fob wants to -2 from my score because I love the game so much. Hey, fuck it. Hell yeah, brother. Let's do it. Bro was just like, I'm cool with that. He just said, I'm cool with that. And now he's saying if people are undermining my opinion and lowering my credibility, there's a problem.
But that's just one example, because I think there has been a couple of times it's like basically like shill behavior.
That whole point of the video that I made was to talk about why people were saying the things they were saying about you. That video was to address the one guys that I don't think you should get one guy by, and that was the reason of me explaining why Fob said what he said towards you. Right?
Okay.
I don't. Let me. I'm gonna watch my video back right now in ×2 speed. To see if I can find this.
Yeah. Okay, but I can give an example. For example, I think the Fob tweet. I think you mentioned you think that Fob feels I'm a shill and that I am disingenuous with all my HSR ratings because you said that gacha CCs like Fob, they have conditioned themselves to instantly devalue my opinion and -2 points because of my shill-like behavior. And
yes,
it sets a bad precedent. It sets a bad precedent for myself. And as long as I remove my rating on a Twitter post, it'll be good to go.
Yes, because you literally have a track record of rating dog shit patches excessively fucking high. You have a literal track record of doing this. And so people looked at this, they see you rating this shit as like 8.4, they see you rating this at fucking 9.3, they play it, they're like, damn, this shit sucks balls. Poke's a fucking shill. He's rating this shit at an 8.5, a 9. I played it and it's like a 3. So this guy's a shill. He's just fucking lying. Or he loves the game so much, he unintentionally lies about how good it is. Is that what's so hard to grasp about that? Why is this even happening, bro? What was the point of this conversation? This is just like normal shit, bro. This has to be intentional. What are we choosing to not understand here? Why are we being intentionally obtuse here? Is our only goal, is our purpose on this call to just rage bait Tectone? It's like bro got on this call and he was like, I'm just gonna piss him off. I feel like anybody that witnessed this whole conversation ended up getting mad too. It seems like he's trying to piss him off. Like, we all know this happened, bro. Like, I know I threw a rock at the hornet's nest, and it's so surprising that they stung me. How could this have ever happened? How is this the guy that said, if you can't handle the heat, don't... How...
This was you. Yeah, sure. That sounds like exactly what I said. Absolutely, 100%. Yeah. So, so of that, like, what was offensive?
No, it's not. I'm not offended by anything because I'm not crashing out and I'm not like, oh my god, I hate Tectone, I hate whatever. No, yeah, I'm not offended, but it's just so like, hey, I just think this narrative.
Let's get one thing straight. Everyone that saw this call crashed out instead. Poke might not be crashing out. Everyone that saw this call crashed out. For certain. For certain.
It's just not true because I think there's a very fine line between like shilling and just genuinely enjoying the game they play. And I know that I understand that like in 2025, I think that line gets like very blurred. You can't really tell who is like actually shilling for a game or like, who's actually enjoying a game anymore.
Yeah, I'm just.
So I guess the argument from Poke over here is my scores are incredibly fucking ridiculous. This patch is actually like a 4 or 5. I'm rating it as a 9.37, but you can't call me a shill. I actually just love the game a lot. So I'm overrating it by about 4 to 5 points. Everyone that plays this knows that it's not a 9.3. It's like a 4.5. You can't call me a shill though. I just love the game. Are we this sensitive? Are we this? What's like does the S word make us just... Why even make it... Why is this even a big deal? We had to make a video about this Wait, we made a 24-minute, 36-second video and proceed to farm hate against the guy that we're supposed to be friends with once again. We farm hate against the guy that we're supposed to be friends with, that we've bridged the gap between, that we've made amends with, that we apologized to, but we're just gonna farm more hate with 636 upvotes on just a pure hate comment because we just wanted people to say that we love the game and that we're not a shill when it comes to our disgustingly overinflated scores for Honkai Star Rail story patches.
Trying to figure out what I did here. Because I was very much under the impression that it was about what Fob said towards you and what the community said towards you. And then now all of a sudden I'm just thinking like, okay, wait, well, how did this become about me?
I guess from the video. I guess, okay, I genuinely think that if we just like talk in the DMs or like you just told me, hey, yo, by the way, do you see this? Like Fob said this about you. I think we wouldn't be having this call right now. But like because like everything got out, like I literally didn't even see the video. Like, you know, yesterday night, right?
So he's laughing about this whole situation, and I guess he's saying it's also not his fault. Oh boy.
After I finished the stream, I was like literally in your chat. I was like talking to your chat and everything. Like I was completely unaware that you made that video. Like I thought everything was fine, and then I woke up this morning. Oh shit! So this happened.
Wait, but
Yeah,
everything was absolutely fine, and I'm sure that you'd agree that like, I don't think I had any type of impact on this situation whatsoever, considering that the initial fallback couldn't have happened. Like so. Just I want to think about the timeline of this. All I did was cover what had happened. All of these things that happened had already happened before I made the video. It was just a video talking about what had happened. Right? So like I didn't cause Fob. I didn't cause Fob. Yeah, like I didn't cause Fob to do any of that. I didn't cause any of the community to do any of that. I didn't cause you to tweet out any of that. All I said was, this is what happened. This is how I think it can be prevented in the future. So that's what I wonder, like, how was this about me at all?
I guess there just really isn't too much of a purpose for that video to go up in the first place, especially if it's really like you want to talk to me about like my content and like whether or not I'm shitting or not. I think it could have very easily been like settled in the DMs.
Right. What I'm saying is though, MrPokke, and tell me where I'm wrong.
Right.
We've already had this conversation 15 fucking times and it's never changed. Right? So
I've heard it 50 fucking times too. Hey, maybe with a sub goal.
So like whether it's in the DMs or a video or a Twitch or not, it wouldn't have changed. It's like this is like the 18th time this has happened.
I feel like Techie like almost cried here. I think I would have actually maybe started crying too. Not like crying because I'm sad or angry. It's like out of exasperation. Like it's just I don't know, man. I feel like I might start crying right now if I'm frankly being honest. Just like out of like shock.
I do feel this is the first time when I have paid more exposure to these people who are having these opinions about my story rating. Because I have done story ratings for a lot in the past. Like I give these numbers all the time, right? But I don't like screenshot every single time I do a story rating. But this is my first time. And after this came out and then Fob made a clip and you covered it, it's technically my first time making a response to it.
Sure, but I think you would agree. Like these people that came after you and Fob, who was shitting on you. I don't know. You can take it however you want.
We've already confirmed that Pokke takes and responds to clips, fucking Twitch VODs, fucking tweets about him all the fucking time. Gosh, this is like, I realize having Pokke as a close friend must be like experiencing deja vu like every fucking day. Having Pokke as a close friend must feel like every day is Groundhog Day.
You want anybody with eyeballs would have taken that as Fob shitting on you. Like you can have your bias 100%, but like I'm sorry if somebody says my opinion's
I'm already exhausted, bro.
Devalued. I'm not taking that lightly at all. Like I'm just not. So I'm just sitting here confused because like all these people went after you, and then Fob goes after you.
Yeah, it's like Techie is like, yeah, Techie's the ReZero protagonist right now.
And then that video is just like about it's about me.
Did Forbes say my opinion is instantly devalued? Because I thought that came from you.
No, he said the moment MrPokke rates anything, I immediately -2.
Right, he -2, but it's not. I immediately devalue his opinion.
He arbitrarily subtracts 2 points from your score, and that is not a devaluing of his opinion. Boys, that statement alone made me wish I had 50 less IQ points.
Because I think you made the insinuation that they conditioned themselves to instantly devalue my opinion. I think Ford basically just said I'll instantly -2 points for anything related to HSR.
Right. So like, how is him saying that whenever he hears your opinion, he -2s from it? How's that immediately not devaluing your opinion?
Because if Ford was to say he -2s from my opinion, it could come from a place where, you know, because I do have my biases for my enjoyment HSR, if he wants to -2, just to bring it to like a more fair level, especially for people that are not as interested in HSR, I think it's fine to make, right? Like for example, if I play Wandering Waves and gave Wandering Waves like a 9 out of 10, and I love Wandering Waves, if he says, okay, let's just -2 because I'm like the Wandering Waves guy for like, you know, in this hypothetical world, I think that's also fair because like I am more biased to these games. And I feel like having biases to the games I enjoy, even if it means that you will minus points to bring it to like more like a neutral level, it doesn't mean that they want to devalue my opinion.
Okay, so
Pokke, the reason why people subtract points from your HSR scores, once again, is not because you love the game too much, because your ratings are actually just so fucking off base that nobody can, in their right mind, can think that you can give these scores without outright just fucking lying. Fucking 3.0? 8.4? This shit's like a 3. So everyone just thinks you're lying. No, they don't think it's because you love the game. They think it's because you're lying because 90% of your content is HSR. And if people stop playing the fucking game, they'll stop watching your videos and then you'll lose your audience and then stop making money. That's what everyone is led to believe.
oh, real quick.
Right.
So the definition of the word devalue is reduce or underestimate the worth or importance of. And by him saying that he's going to -2 from your rating, that is reducing or underestimating the worth or importance of your opinion, by definition. Right, so that is devaluing your opinion, whether you want to admit it or not. That is exactly that's exactly what that is, right? So I was I was just merely explaining, like, because I just feel like if Saint Tontas were to have said that about you, I feel like you would have crashed the fuck out.
Let's hear it.
I actually think it's like quite ironically the opposite because I'm just not that close to Sintodes. But like I feel like me and Fob are like a lot closer. So I actually value Fob's opinion way more than Sintodes. And I don't think I've interacted with him for like the past like 2 months.
Okay, I feel like if Itoma or Kate or Ethan or I just really feel like I'm just confused why. Okay,
like why I'm making a response because you reacted and like not all these other CCs, right?
Yes, 100%. That's what I'm confused about.
Okay, absolutely. And I feel like the reason is really obvious.
He's merely he's a summer ant underneath my foot. His opinion means nothing to me.
Because I feel like we are like a lot tighter, right? I feel like I am a lot closer with you than all these other people. And it's like not like in the gauge rate or whatever,
Hey
but
guys,
I feel like, you know, you have...
Hey guys, remember the last time he said that? You guys remember I will not engage? So this was the last time that Pokke talked about me. Heck, they are already farming this as we speak because Tech stopped holding them back. Yes, this is referring to people like Saint. No, I don't give a fuck about bro, even if he made 100 vids about me. I hope he's happy with the ad rev. I will never engage. Yeah.
100%. That's what I'm confused about.
Okay, absolutely. And I feel like the reason is really obvious. It's simply because I feel like we are like a lot tighter, right? I feel like I am a lot closer with you than all these other people. And it's like not like in the gauge rate or whatever, but I feel like, you know, you have made like pretty significant impact in my life, which is why I will always like value our communities and our interactions a lot more than other CCs. So
because I'm close with you, don't ever critique me.
Oh, you're absolutely right.
But you can just spin that around in the exact same way. Techie, I get so offended when you critique me because we're so close. But we're also really close, and I'm just gonna fucking sick my community on you. Man, you can't... Like, we're close, so you can't farm me, but I'm going to farm you. I'm getting a disease, bro. I have a disease after this. Guys, how could you tell me not to make a video on this? This is one of the worst Poke showcases I've ever seen. This is Poke at E6. This is an E6 Poke. He is at his max potential. He's at max investment here. E6 S5.
If Kate's or like Atoma or any other Gacha CCs, they would say this about me, I just genuinely wouldn't give a damn because I don't fuck with them that much, right? But I've like, you know, we go like way back, which is why anything you say about me, I would take into more considerations because it was you. It is exactly because it's coming from you. That's why I take into consideration.
I guess what confuses me here is because you just said that you're not worried about it because Fob said it and you're close, but now you're saying that you're worried about it because I said it.
Yeah, because I
didn't even say anything. I just covered it. Like I didn't even.
Right, but the thing is, yeah, but Fob didn't make it into a YouTube video, and like what Fob said,
yes,
if
he
you want to talk to me about,
well, he did though.
He made it into a 4-minute YouTube video.
Yes.
Okay, well, okay, even if he did, right? Okay, my bad. That was my bad. I thought he didn't, but like, even if he did, it still has like way less of a reach compared to like yourself, right? And also, I feel like our
Bob's a bum, so I don't care. Hey, let's see what Ja Rule thinks. Hey, let's see what Ja Rule thinks real fast.
Malice there. On my part, like I wasn't trying to stir any shit. Like it's just banter, and it's just like, you know, making a joke, right? And the full context was the fact that, well, I did 3.1 story quest, and compared to MrPokke's rating after I did 3.1, and I didn't agree at all. So like the running joke was I subtracted 2 points from Poke's 3.1 rating back when after I finished 3.1, and I was like, yeah, I think that's more accurate, right? Like,
remember what I said about the other CCs?
That after I subtract 2 points. So like with 3.2 when his score came out, or 3.3, I was like, okay, you know, that might be accurate. Also, if you watch like the full clip, I also say, I mean, 8's like the max that give gacha stories anyways. You know, most gacha stories just don't lend themselves to having like really good stories due to the format. So I would be subtracting 2 points from most gacha games anyways, right? So I don't think there's any I don't think there's any issues. Like I said, I also DM'd MrPokke because I know he does get one guide sometimes by some fucking idiots on Twitter. So I didn't want him to think I'm like dogpiling him or anything, in case people were fucking like trying to like say I was like attacking him or anything.
The word that I use to describe Fob is he's a little limp dick. He'll poke a little bit of fun, then he'll immediately say sorry afterwards. Fob is like he has like ED when it comes to like you know, going a little bit aggro. He'll have like the intention of going aggro, and then he'll just go like limp halfway. He won't like follow through. He'll do like a little bit of a giggle. He'll say sorry afterwards though. Yeah, he like pokes the bear and then runs away. He never finishes the job. Never finishes the job when it comes to drama. It's all good, Fobbert. Don't send your clippers after me, Fob. Yeah, I don't need them getting compromising footage of me.
Or communities, we share a lot of like the same people as well. So like when you cover it, it has more impact compared to Fob covering it. Yeah, my bad, by the way. I'm sorry, I didn't know that Fob into it.
No, it's cool. And like also the thing that really just blew me away here is that in the video.
So.
And can you pull up my stream real quick?
Yeah.
Because I don't know how you feel about this. Let me know when you have it pulled up.
Yeah, it's pulled up.
So your video is tagged Tectone, Tectone Drama, Tectone Reacts, more Tectone, OTK Tectone, Tectone Clips, Tectone Reaction, Tectone Drama Genshin, Tectone Honka Star Rail, hashtag Tectone, Tectone Genshin Impact, but it never once says Fob or Twitter Drama.
Okay, that is 100% my editor. I'm like in the middle of my stream, so I actually don't manage that. Yeah, okay, I'll definitely talk to them. I'm so sorry that you had to go through this. Yeah, I'll talk to my editors about it.
It's cool, because like I'm just sitting here like, okay, so some bullshit happened between MrPokke and Fob. Some bullshit happened between Twitter and MrPokke. Once again,
guess what, guys? It's not just the tags. Clearly, the way that the content is covered in the video is what's leading to the comments. Guys, unless you have that plugin installed, you don't even get to see the tags. Most people, why those 695 people that upduded that comment talking shit about tech, yeah, I don't think even 5 of them saw that tag. Nah, we're not gonna scapegoat another editor again, are we, Mr. Jokey? We already killed one of them. Are we about to go for round 2? Nah, don't blame the tags. It's what's in the fucking video that led to those comments.
I don't know. I'm gonna rewatch the video back in entirety right now, because I swear to God that video was in favor of you and explaining how you can break the cycle. I don't see that video as a hit piece at all. I was like, Mr. Pokke's back in the Mr. Pokke Fortress. Sorry, the Mr. Pokke Vortex. That every 2-month thing happens. So he's gonna crash out on
It's kind of like every month at this point.
something. We're here again. It's hilarious. I thought it was a funny video. I don't think I was like, man, fuck Mr. Pokke, he's a shill. Fuck this guy, he sucks. And then
Right,
I'm just
absolutely,
like,
yeah.
I'm just like, okay, so all these people on Twitter call him out. Fob calls him out, and now it's fuck Tectone. And then you go in the comments. And then you go in the
Okay, to
comments.
be fair, both our YouTube comments, they just hate both of us, man. Like,
Right, but-
it's
but-
the same thing. Like, I remember, like, even the gacha cards. I know the gacha cards that I had it, bro. They hate me so much. It's like I feel like it is what it is at
but
this
like,
point.
but
True. The Gotcha Cast YouTube comments all said, fuck this Pokke guy. Oh, look, we got Mr. Hypocrisy coming back.
what I'm confused is, why are none of these comments about Fob or Twitter at all? And they're all blaming me. I'm just like, what the fuck? And these aren't one guys. These are the top comments with 200 up. Like, the top comment is literally saying, what the fuck is wrong with Tectone? I'm like, okay, so I cover this, I cover that, I explain how it doesn't happen in the beginning. I really don't think I say anything incendiary in that entire video. And I'm going to rewatch the entire thing to where my chat can call me out. And we will give you a personal apology if that happened. But I'm just sitting here.
Okay,
like,
no, wait.
Yeah, what's up?
Nah, I feel like this whole thing is like resolved in like a very, very quick little, like maybe it's like misunderstanding. Maybe I just want to know, like, what exactly like was your intent making that video?
Mr. Pokke's back in the vortex. Here's how we avoid it in the beginning. Hopefully someone can tell him to just remove the numbers out of his fucking rating. Because like, it's
So
gonna
like,
happen again.
you wanted to help me by telling me, I should remove the numbers, and then I wouldn't get into this much to the drama.
I'll be real. It wasn't exactly like, oh, I want to help you. I just think the situation is hilarious. Because it's like, you got to understand, for me, what I'm
He's trying to farm you because you're being a dumb idiot. You're being an idiot again. That's what it was.
dealing with right now is like really heavy, serious drama.
Yeah,
people
absolutely.
calling each other pedophiles, rapists, calling for the death of senators. There's people being radicalized, killing people on the streets. And then I hop back to Honkai Star Rail and I'm like, yep, nothing's changed. You got another CC crashing out because somebody said you like Honkai Star Rail too much. And I was like, okay, this is kind of funny. If Mr. Pokke's actually upset by this, well, here's how we avoid it in the future. Let's see if it happens. That's pretty much it. I just thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, I think I also said this in my own video. I feel like you just, this is like such a nothing progress, especially for you, because like, you're feeling like so many. So like this really means nothing for you. But like, at least from my perspective, because I don't like cover all these like crazy shit. I don't get exposed to all these crazy shit that I've been through. Whereas like for most of my content, my streams, HSR and like me playing games is like majority of my content. So like even though this might not be like a huge deal for you, I feel like the impact that it has, it will still affect at least for like the audiences that I'm getting.
So I think the call's basically simmering down over here. And what happens right after this is Tech starts reacting to his video, and he gets so pissed off by the end of it, he just deletes his own vid. Yeah, that's kind of just what happens. We saw that at the start of the video. He kind of just gets so upset. He's just so done with this. He basically, I don't want to say that he felt gaslighted, but I would imagine he did feel pretty gaslit by the shit that Pokke was saying or framing it as. And it's just like, fuck it, I don't want to deal with this shit anymore. Get this the fuck away from me. I'm so done. I'm so over it. Can we watch his reaction, please? I feel like this video is long enough. I think the fact that we saw the ending, we saw the beginning, and we see that over here, this is his final sort of situation here.
This is a direct quote. I don't mind Fob saying these things about me, because we're close and we can talk like that. And me and you are closer than Fob. So So let me get this right. So because Fob and him are close, he doesn't care. Because me and him are closer, he cares. Shut the fuck up. It makes no sense. It's a stupid fucking argument. I'm just gonna move forward. I'm gonna go even further. I'm gonna go even further. Yeah, let's just. Fuck no. Where is it? Where is it? Fuck no. Fuck no. Hell fuck no. Absolutely not. The literal most harmless video of all time. Jesus. All right.
So yeah, guys, a lot of people could view the objective facts about the scenario. Tectone uploaded a video. Pokke uploaded another video in response. Tectone and Pokke have a call. Tectone deletes his video. It's fair to think that MrPokke might be the winner here, right? He might have been the one in the right. Yeah, like the scales of justice were balanced. But I have to say, following this entire situation, hearing the line of reasoning on both sides, and, you know, hearing how far we're going to talk about how bad a video is, or like how much damage a video did, when like legitimately the only damage that we're doing is hurting ourselves in our own confusion. Yeah, this seems like really cry bully behavior to me, especially when we're on the record. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we said this: if you can't handle the heat, don't enter the kitchen. And then we also said this about people that don't share the same opinion about the story as us.
If you don't like this story, you're just wrong. You're literally just wrong. You have not been paying attention. You scroll out in like 2 seconds because there's not enough animation. And all I got was, I'm not even rage baiting. It's literally just facts.
So yeah, that's gonna be that for me. Let me know what you all think. Who was right in this situation? Who was wrong? Peace out.